waiting here until it tells me it's working. Okay, so tell me when it go in and out of. Okay, I want to start working. I kind of want to finish this piece now, so I thought I'd come on here. Yesterday, the day was just crazy, so I didn't get to work on this at all. But I'm going to work on it today and hopefully get it finished if I can. At least painted, maybe not the top coat, but I wanted to kind of just show you, people ask all the time, do you sand between coats of paint? Sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Every piece, like I say, is going to be different, but if you want to ensure a really good, I mean, if I could, there are no brush strokes up here. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Let me just say, if you can see me and hear me, let me know. Put it in the comments. I have my, actually, can you hear me? I forgot I had these in my ear. Is that going to make a difference? I hope that doesn't make a difference. Let me know if you can see and hear me. I have these, my headphones, I forgot those were in. I always call them earphones, and my kids are like, Mom, they're not that. So, whatever, they're headphones to me. That's what we used to wear. But anyway, so I'm going to go with it. The water in that fine mist sprayer really, really, really helps. Just kind of level out the paint. If you're not putting too much paint on the piece, you're not dipping your paintbrush in really heavy, that helps too. But with any chalk paint, and like I said, there are multiple different brands, and every brand is a little bit different, but they're usually thicker than most paints. And so the fine mist spray bottle, one of these, just really helps thin it out. So if you can see here, I don't have a lot of, what do I want to say, texture or any, from the paintbrush. So I don't always, but a lot of times I do sand between coats. So I just want to say that. So I just went and grabbed a 320 sandpaper. This is one of the Serve Prep sanding pads that they have. I could put this on the Surf Prep and do this in between coats because it is a gentler sander. I would definitely not want to use like an orbital sander or something in between coats. I mean, unless you've got one that you can really turn down, because between coats, you're just smoothing out the surface. I mean, barely. You do not want to, you're not trying to take off paint. You've already done the prep work, right? So the cleaning, the scuff sanding, the priming, the prep work's done. This is the finishing part. So you don't have to, go after it really hard, or it's just kind of going to give you a smoother finish. So this is not going to take long at all, but if you have a hand, I usually like to have a hand, you know what I mean? Like a handled sander, but I just grabbed this quick after I got back home. But it's just going to take a few minutes around this entire piece. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of move it. And I'm not being rough with it. And you can see, I saw somebody ask, how many coats will you put on? So if you guys can see here, you can kind of see some darker areas coming through, but not tons. It's not really bad at all. So the paint covered super well. I really like this paint brand. So I definitely need to put another coat on it. And so this is just kind of like a not fine, sanding. You don't want to do this. You don't need to, crumple up your sandpaper. Just hold it flat and that's it. Like the top's done. That's how easy it is. And then you can do it obviously on the sides. Let me turn it this way. I always like to start with when I'm doing this, when I'm doing anything with a sander, I like to Okay, I'm sorry. I just saw somebody's comment. So I think that at least one person's here. I like to always start with a higher grit sandpaper, so the number, because you can always work your way down. You know, if you started with a lower one, it's hard to, you're going to do more, not damage, but you know what I mean? You're going to add more work for yourself. Somebody did ask me about using a roller. You can definitely use a roller on furniture. It's whatever you prefer. I like to use a brush. It's easier for me. I feel like I have more control with a brush. So I like a brush. When we we're painting walls, we have a flip house, Matt always rolls, I always brush. I just feel like I have more control. So I like to use a brush. Whoops. And so after this, I will use a tack cloth or a like a damp paper towel, whatever you've got, a damp cloth. And wipe it down. Just you don't want to paint over this because you'll have all the dust from in the sanding, not sanding debris, but the dust and the debris from just this little bit of sanding. And it just gives you kind of a smoother surface. That's what you're doing between coats. So this piece is going to need, I'll do the drawers and all that. This piece is going to need one more coat of paint. And then, let me see, can you guys see that? Whoops. And then it'll be ready for a top coat. So you do sand before your top coat as well. And again, you just use a higher grit sandpaper. I'm so excited. Here's one of the drawers, but I'm so excited. Look how pretty that's gonna be. This paint color, I haven't used many of their colors yet, but it's definitely a favorite. And I was excited I had enough to finish this piece. So, I mean, literally that's it. So it just gives a smoother finish. All the lines are the sanding dust and just the sandpaper. So you can see here on my hand, you want all of that off before you add any paint on top of that. You do not want to paint over that. Number one, your surface is not going to look great. Number two, you're going to get this in your paint, which you don't want. And so just make sure you clean it really, really, really well. With like a damp cloth, like I said, or like a damp, do you guys see what I'm doing? Paper towel. A lint-free cloth is the best. But to start flipping furniture, you don't have to invest hundreds and thousands of dollars. When I started, any tool I ever needed, literally, from paintbrushes to drills, we would have to go and borrow them from my dad because Matt didn't know tools, didn't have tools. And so when I started doing this, I had nothing. It's totally doable. You don't have to invest a lot, and it's profitable. It's so fun. If you're a creative and you can see the potential in these pieces, it's been a wild and crazy ride. And now that we're coming out with that course that I've talked about, that one had a little bit of extra. I don't know what that was. It's all over my pants. I don't have to have paint clothes on for this. So just get a little dusty. So with the course that we're coming out with, we have a wait list for it. So if you guys haven't gotten on that yet, let me know and I can give you the link for that. And the wait list is just so that you are notified as soon as we have anything to offer. So get on that wait list if this is something you thought about, you think you can do. you've started flipping furniture and you just want to grow it and make more money and all those kinds of things, this course is for you. So yeah, you don't want any of that on your piece. So I'm going to see, does anybody have, but that's it, you guys, literally. That's all you want to do between coats. Go with a higher grit sandpaper. You don't need anything too harsh. You've already done the priming and the prepping, so you don't need anything harsh. And then make sure so what I will do is I will get a damp cloth and I will wipe this all down. You think I would have remembered that for this video, but I didn't grab one. I will wipe it all down and then I will let that fully dry before I put any paint on it. And then like I said, I will put one more coat on this and then I will do a top coat on this. And I don't know if I'll film that. I don't know. If these videos are helpful, please share them. Please let me know. I'm trying to get the dust off my hands here. Without you guys sharing or letting me know, I have no idea if they're helpful. Oh my gosh. Gay said, you have given me the confidence and know how to paint a little side table I've had for years and years. That makes my day. Thank you so much for saying that. I would love to see it. If you share a photo on your page, tag me because I would love to see that table. I get bumped out of videos all the time. Usually says video not working, try again later, not just yours, all videos. I know. Isn't technology fun? It's like the necessary evil. You know what I mean? It's great when it's working. It's not great when it's not working. Okay. Okay, so it's okay if I have my earphones because that's what I always, Mom, they're not earphones. I don't know why that comes out. It's just the way it comes out. Does anybody have any other questions? Let me know. Okay, see, I love these questions. Okay, what grit sandpaper am I using now? So this is a 320. This is the highest we have, I think, out there right now. So that's what I grabbed. So if I had higher, I would have went higher. Because this, like I said, when you're doing between coats, you're just kind of, you're just going over it really. You know, you're just kind of smoothing out the surface. So don't go too harsh at this step because you don't want to ruin the work you've already done with the prep and the first coat. So always go higher. You can work your way down if you had to, but at this stage you shouldn't need to. They are so helpful and look forward to seeing it completed. You also give me the incentive to get going on my projects. That right there, I mean, if I can just give you an idea or like help you do a project, makes me so happy because they are so doable. We've learned so much over all the years of doing this, 20 years of doing this. And I was learning when, none of this was really here. And so it was literally throw paint on the wall and see if it stuck. Just to see what worked, what didn't work. So many projects that didn't work at all. So, what color of paint are you using? It's so pretty. It's called Grecian clay. Is that backwards for you guys? Sorry if that is. It's Wise Owl. It's just so pretty. And I love it with, let me see if I can find one over here. So I will keep this hardware. Somebody had asked, it might have been on Facebook, just the color it is, and that's what I will use. Somebody had asked about, why do some people paint hardware? I think that's what they said. So I have seen really pretty makeovers like this where they will actually paint right over the hardware, the same color as the piece is. Sometimes they look so pretty. I have never, I'm trying to think of, there's been so many projects over the years. If I'm going to paint hardware, I'm usually spray painting them. And sometimes it's just because they need it. Sometimes they just need a little. Now I love a good tarnish on some brass hardware. So a lot of times if it's old and it's really tarnished, I love that. I love that look in our home. But sometimes you just need to freshen them up. They just don't look that great after you clean them and just get them really, down to what they are. Sometimes you just need the color to match all of them. So I've said this all the time. So if I would have picked up this piece and there were 4 handles and the rest were gone, I would keep the rest of the handles and keep them in our stash of hardware. So then when another project came up, or maybe I'd find a piece that had these and I just need 4 more, we have saved so much money from saving the hardware. Even if there's 1, 2, save them. If you're not going to use them, save them. And then you sometimes have to spray paint because you want them to all match. Like they came off of different dressers, they were in, they were worn differently, whatever it is. So painting them will make them match, if that makes sense. So, but keep your hardware. Same with like casters on like some of the older pieces. If we've got 2 casters on a piece, we will take it off and maybe not use casters, or go in our stash of casters and find 2 that fit and match. So all those kinds of things, keep them. Matt hoards a little more than I probably would, but like hinges and all those things, he hoards those. And I say that he hoards probably more than I do, but when I'm like, I want to do this project, I got this great idea, and then he goes out to the garage and pulls up what we need, I'm very grateful. But sometimes I'm thinking, should we really keep that? Are we gonna use that? But we always do. Same thing with old wood. We always have pieces and scraps of wood in our garage, just because you just never know. So always keep those scraps too. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I was trying to remember some of the questions that I got yesterday after I shared the video of putting the first coat on here. So you can definitely use a roller on pieces. It's just whatever you're comfortable with, whatever fit. I just like the control of a brush for my hands, but I have done many pieces with a roller, so definitely just figure out what works for you. What about spray painting hardware and then use rub and buff paint accents? Have you done that before? Rub and buff is my jam. I love rub and buff. I have used it many times for different projects, for different things. Definitely you can use that on hardware. Over spray paint, I've never done that. So I want to always keep the original hardware if I can do that, just because the pieces that I'm rescuing, especially now, they're usually the older pieces. And if you can get the original hardware, I just think even after the makeover, it just adds that character and charm that I just love. So I guess what I would say is, I'm sure it would work fine. I would use the rub and buff though, maybe before you spray paint, because the rub and buff might just give you the color or the look that you're after, because that stuff is amazing. And it comes in so many colors. I bought the set that's got, I can't remember, 6 colors or something, and they're amazing, and it works really, really, really well. So, okay. Are there any other questions? Landon's face. So yesterday he got his wisdom teeth pulled. Oh my gosh, his face is so swollen. It's not, but it's really swollen today. They said today and tomorrow he'll probably be the most swollen, but I say it's really swollen. Like he's really not walking around and it's like way out here, but you can just really tell today. But he slept good last night and he really wants to play basketball, but he can't. So that's the struggle we are having right now. Kids, right? Oh, thank you, Bunny MCD. Love your excitement and encouragement. Thank you. This stuff, like I could talk about this stuff all the time. DIY projects, it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, splash paint blessings. Love old hardware, especially old glass doorknobs. Old glass doorknobs. And we used to have old glass doorknobs in the house that I grew up in, and you just take that stuff for granted. And now when you see them, you're like, oh my gosh. And I've rescued pieces that have the original glass knobs. There is nothing better. Cleaning those so they're like actually crystal clear again. Usually when I'm rescuing pieces, they don't look so great. So, oh yes, I love glass hardware. I love glass hardware and glass doorknobs. They're amazing. Anything with a ton of character is okay. So I think that's all the questions. I got through them all. If flipping furniture is something you've thought about, you've already started, you want to grow it, our course is coming out the beginning of September. We're going to be rolling out stuff before then. for early access stuff, please let me know. I would love to send you the link. Just get your email in there. You're not signing up for anything. It's just to get on our list so that when everything does open, you're the first that will know. Again, I said this yesterday, I think. The algorithms on Instagram and Facebook, they're so much fun, and you don't see everything. So if you're on that email list, you will see everything. You won't miss anything. So I always try to just get on that email list because I don't want you to miss anything. And we are giving away a month of the Creative Squad as part of this initial launch of this course. So you're going to get a full month of everything we've ever done inside that squad. And that is the squad I started to help more people one-on-one with flipping furniture. And so we are in there every month doing all kinds of things, helping them with whatever they need, bringing in guests to show them different techniques. We give them a social media planner so they can use that, don't have to think about it, and continue to grow their brand and their flipping business online. We've done many interviews with really successful flippers. You will get access to all of this, and that's free for anybody that gets the course here in September. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. I want to help as many people as we can because it's changed our life. And so I'm just super excited about it. It's all we've been working on this summer. We have been crazy busy behind the scenes. I see Stephanie just joined. She's part of the team. She's been amazing. And literally that's all we've been working on. So it's just, yeah, I'm super excited about it. So please let me know. I'd like to get you on that list just so that you're informed when it comes out. Elizabeth, thank you. You got to join the squad. It's so much fun and informative. Thank you, Elizabeth. The group is so much fun. It is so much fun. I love helping the people we have inside there. So thank you, Splash. He's feeling good. I hope your son feels better soon. He's feeling great. And he's just swollen. So he's got to have the ice packs, that come up here and then they Velcro here. And eating is kind of hard. So it's all soft things and he's hungry for other things and that kind of stuff. And if he can't play basketball, it's just not fun to be around him. So, we pick and choose our battles around here, but okay, I will not take up any more of your time. It's Friday. I'm going to get this cleaned off, get the dust off, and then I'm going to put the second coat on. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will check in with you soon.